do the Akashic records look like? When I'm talking to people, they are expecting it to look like a library because that is how it is often depicted. That is a very human constructual idea, however, because we have libraries and housers of information, which is quantified in parchments and texts and scrolls. It is this kind of projection into the collective consciousness that has taken hold of people's viewpoint on what is supposed to look like, and that's not always the case. It is actually very rare that I see people's records as a library. Has that happened before? Absolutely. And with books, that depends on where that level of perception is at in that other person as well. They have come through in multitudes of different forms. One time it was a stream with a whole bunch of river rocks in it, and each of the river rocks, when I picked it up, was a different incarnation of theirs. Sometimes it is a hall of mirrors or a room full of portal doors. One time it was a crocodile, and all of the different scales on his back were portals into the different incarnations. If you are willing to let go of needing to perceive them in a very specific lens, what that does is it opens your awareness and the other person's whom you're speaking to, or even yourself, okay? Because let me make a side note. All of your different incarnations that you have experienced might perceive the Akashic records in different ways. Just like you talking to other people or clients, giving them readings. People's psyche holds on to different stories and narratives and symbols depending on what they have experienced in life, and you never know what is going to be the most relevant for them. I have done readings previously where I explained how the records looked for them, and when I said it, they're like, oh, that makes so much sense. And I've always been trying to depict it as a library, and I'm having a very difficult time accessing them. And I say, well, you don't have to do it that way. It can be the different little spots on a butterfly's wings. It can be whatever brings you joy and happiness, or whatever esoteric knowledge and wisdom means to you. That can be perceived in a billion different capacities. You can also create your own portal system into them. If you want to go into the pyramids of Giza, do that. You want to go into the Lemurian crystal caves, love that for you. You want to go to Alice in Wonderland Garden and each one of the flowers there will take you somewhere different, that sounds fantastic. This is especially true if you have inner children within you that have experienced wonky things with astral travel, or they have persecution wounds. They're worried about goblins and ghouls and all these different things coming through the astral and etheric realms. They're already kind of trepidatious about connecting into these planes of existence in the first place. Let's make it as fun as we possibly can for them. Take them to a carnival on a merry-go-round, and each one of the little magical creatures that's on the ride, when you get on it, it takes you somewhere new. It needs to be, let's go somewhere that's very bright and sunny, well lit, very grounding, calm, safe energy, comforting, fun, enjoyable. You are the creator of your own experiences. Now, sometimes in our subconscious, there will be certain depictions that we need to see in order to access different planes within ourselves or out there in the cosmos. When I am talking to somebody and they are hiding something from themselves, they put it way far back in their subconscious, or maybe they've forgotten what has happened either in this incarnation or a different one, it's just deep within their psyche, I will be shown a chest of drawers, a cave, a treasure chest, a closet, places where we hide things. And that is often important for me to relay to another person so that they know that this has been kind of cut off from their axis of consciousness, they realize the importance of digging and sifting through this information to bring it to the light so that they can move forward through whatever obstacle or challenge or experience they're trying to mitigate through in life. Now, if you do see the records as a library, love that for you. That's fine. I would suggest going on Google or on Pinterest and typing in magical libraries. Look at some really fun and whimsical art, because that will help your subconscious grab onto those anchor points so that when you do go into meditation, you already have that image in your mind's eye, and it's easier for you to jump into different timelines or whatever you're trying to access in your Akashic records. Now, if you want to create some other type of portal system, you can do the same thing. Go on Pinterest or Google, look at portals, the crystal caves, the pyramids, Alice in Wonderland, all of those examples I gave beforehand. Curate the experience that you want to have before you get in there, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to access these different planes. I will also say that you don't necessarily need a jump off point or a starting point. That's easier when you first start accessing the records, because your brain is kind of set up that way of, I need this formula or this certain ritual or steps in order to access. And that's fine. That makes sense. That's how I used to do it in the beginning. Now, I just jump right into whatever I'm trying to access. If people are telling me something about their inner children or blockages, behavioral patterns, triggers, or I'm accessing different incarnations, I just show up in the memory that I'm trying to access. Or I automatically start speaking to whomever it is I'm trying to find in their Akashic records. I'm already viscerally in it. There's no jumping off point. I'm just there. And so give yourself permission to also do that, because if you are consistently trying to start off at a entry point access, it's going to take you extra time to go through the layers of reality to get to where you're going, when that's not always necessary. But it's also okay to start off with an entry access point if you need to as well. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Sometimes we need to baby step our way into certain capabilities. Sometimes I do meet inner children or different incarnations or spirit guides in the void space. This is where it's kind of just dark up in there and we're not really anywhere. I will ask them, where would you like to meet? Especially if it's an inner child, where feels fun for you? Where is safe? Where do you feel grounded? And if they have a difficult time thinking of somewhere, because sometimes inner children, are going through certain things and have not always had the opportunity to flex their imaginative skills, I'll say, hey, do you want to go to the mall? Do you want to go to Unicorn Land or Dragon Land? Do you want to go to Apple Orchard? Whatever I am energetically picking up on from them that is going to be in the most resonance, I will suggest those. And sometimes their higher self will also give me suggestions. So remember, it's not just you in there, it's also that other person's spirit team, their higher self, their different incarnations, or even if it's just you reading for you, like you also have access to your higher self. So if you're going in there to meet with inner children or different incarnations, your higher self will also give you suggestions of places to meet with them. I will say that imbuing your energy field beforehand with where you're trying to get to with your different incarnations is going to be really beneficial. Let's say that you want to learn about your different incarnations in Egypt. Let's listen to some Egyptian music or Reiki. Sekhem Reiki is Egyptian Reiki. Let's watch a documentary. Go on Pinterest and look at Egyptian deities or do some research about them. As much as you can possibly prep yourself with that, it's going to be so much easier for you to access those different timelines.